Now I get to introduce your next presenters. We have two. And both are from Realtor.com. First, we have Angie Javier. Angie presents to real estate professionals nationwide, sharing her insights and expertise on 3 critical keys of successful marketing: lead generation and conversion, increased online reputation and exposure, and building a strong personal brand. This is Angie over here. She didn't tell us much about her. And Mike, also known as Limey, he didn't tell us anything about him, so we went and got it. We went and found it. This is Mike Leimeister, also known as Limey. We've known each other many years. He joined Realtor.com 21 years ago after graduating college in 2003 and embarking on a cross-country adventure from Ohio to Los Angeles with his then fiance, now his wife, and mother of their 3 beautiful daughters, and a kitten named Gus. He arrived in LA in July of 2003, attended the open house for the sales division of Home Store, now Move, on July 8th, and accepted their offer on July 10th and started on July 14th. You wasted no time. Throughout the last 2 decades plus, he's discovered that relationships are the cornerstone of success. His advice, and this is great advice, is to never take anything for granted, remain grateful for the opportunities that come your way, never rest on your laurels, and always strive for improvement. Stay humble and be a sponge, absorbing knowledge and experiences. He feels that these are the qualities that will guide you as you navigate the ever-changing landscape of life and work. So I bring you first Limey, and then Angie, both from Realtor.com.
Good afternoon. Excited to be here today to spend time with the wonderful folks of Michigan. First of all, I have to thank you to Realcomp, the leadership, Karen, for having us come and be here, be a participant, and share with you what's happening here at Realtor.com with the hope and desire that it'll better your business, make you more knowledgeable, and more successful as you go down the path here. I'm also, I would say, humbled to also be leading this presentation before the Taylor Swift of real estate comes up and presents awesome content. So let's consider me the person before the headliner. So my role here at Realtor.com is I am the Vice President Investor Relations. I cover the wonderful state of Michigan, and I work with the MLSs and associations, local and state. So making sure that we have as good alignment as we can to support the MLS industry, the association, who all are here to serve the agents and brokers, and more importantly, the consumers, the buyers and sellers that you serve. So hopefully you walk away from my presentation with better alignment on the future and what we're doing at Realtor.com to support your future, the realtor future. Realtor.com, the #1 trusted brand among real estate professionals. For pros, by pros, always. I want to highlight that word pro. Elevating the word professional is something that's very important that we are focused on. And we have a brand promise. That brand promise is we are the real estate platform that puts real estate professionals first. One item is we will remain by and for real estate professionals. Number 2, we will do more to help you grow. And number 3, we will not compete with you. So we have done a number of things to continue to reaffirm and advocate to the consumer that word pro. So think of pro as that way of connecting the consumer and elevating the word realtor. So every time someone thinks of realtor, we want to associate the word professional. We're at a, I've been in the, as Karen shared, I've been in the industry 21 years, and it's extremely important we continue to elevate that word realtor for the future. This is a defining moment in the industry, and there's been other defining moments maybe in the 21 years, but this feels different. And either you define the moment or the moment defines you. And we are doing our part to elevate and be able to continue to reaffirm that realtors matter. And thank you. I grew up in the business. My father was a home builder. Didn't know it when I was a young lad that this was going to be my profession forever. I mean, I kind of felt it a little bit because when you get knocked over the head all the time by your parents and, you know, growing up in the industry. But I saw the internet coming when I was in college, and I said, I want to be in the internet. I think this is going to change the entire world. And I happened to be able to do it in real estate. So, but when we talk about Realtor.com reinforcing the realtor value, this is something that's critical as part of our mission to help consumers connect with a realtor. So if you notice on Realtor.com, we have a whole part of our site just dedicated to finding a realtor. Agents who are really our realtors are here for you. So there's a way, if you look up there, you can see they can search into your marketplace and they can find a realtor. Each one of you have the ability to establish a free realtor profile, and we generate, and this is part of our partnership of being affiliated with the industry as the industry site. Who created Realtor.com? Anybody? Who created it? The answer is you. You created it. NAR is who? You. You in the room that are realtors. It is your site. It's your industry site. And through that partnership, we generate free profile, millions of free profile inquiries. So go establish and make sure you have a profile established, and then make it look good. You can add a video, you can add engagement that enables you to connect with consumers as they're looking to find a realtor. So realtor.com/profile, as you see up there on the slide. Just so you understand, what are we doing to elevate realtors through Realtor.com is all the good that you do when it comes to the Good Neighbor Awards and Fair Housing Champion Awards. We support that. We spend real money to invest in elevating both of those awards. So those of you, and we even created our own Good Neighbors Award in addition to what NAR does. So that's a way of continuing to establish with the consumers, with buyers and agents, buyers and sellers, that realtors are doing immense amount of good. Without you, none of this really happens. Especially, I should say, it doesn't happen at the level that a consumer would appreciate. So we have to advocate and reaffirm all the good that happens through what realtors are doing from an association standpoint, from the MLS standpoint. Realtor.com works with both the association and MLSs. So we have data feeds through the MLS that have agreements. So not broker IDX. We are not an IDX broker. We are the only real estate portal left. The other sites that you may call a real estate portal are an IDX broker. They have become a broker and they get all the data through your MLS because they're a member of the MLS and they're a broker. They get that IDX feed. We do not. We partner with the MLS. And then through the MLS, they have a seat at the table to determine how they want their feed to be sent to us on your behalf. We collaborate and evolve features that elevate listings, agents, and brokers, and we engage to solve member and subscription pain points. I just accidentally, this is a little touchy. There we go. I want to reaffirm for those in the room, right? I have not presented to the Realcomp membership and subscribers and participants since I've been covering Michigan, so I'm excited to be here. And I want you to understand, no realtor dues, dollars, go to fundrealtor.com. None. We actually have an operating agreement with NAR, which is your entity that has a seat at the table, that partners with us on everything we do. And we actually spend dollars to be able to use the name realtor.com. And through your representation, you have a seat at the table. If we weren't doing what we needed to do, that name could go away. So we do right by that name. We every time someone goes to realtor.com, what do they have to say when they go there? Anybody? Realtor. You have to say realtor. So establishing that brand with the consumer for the future. Someday, hopefully, my daughters may be interested in becoming realtors. And I'm now advocating to do everything I can to make sure that realtors are here 10 years from now. Geez, that is a touchy click. Free resources. We have an immense amount of free resources for MLSs and realtor associations. We have market research that we do. Some of you have stopped by the booth that we have and got that little card that has a QR code in the back with all the content that I've been sharing with you. Industry news, we host webinars, a number of them by Angie. Social media assets that we provide you that you can leverage. Realtor.com/IR. You can go there and access that content. We have an immense amount of free research insights that we are doing through our economics team led by our chief economist, Danielle Hale. So local market research, housing forecast, buyer and seller reports, hottest housing markets, realtor.com/research. All content you can leverage just by being a realtor, a professional. Free training and education resources. We do live streaming sessions for all realtor.com products and industry best practices, on-demand sessions available 24/7, guides and resources available for download. We have FAQs, knowledge articles, and videos. We have a virtual assistant and chat support available, support.realtor.com, support.realtor.com. We have free tips, guides, and networking. We're putting forth quite a bit of content, once again, advocating to the consumer the value of what realtors do. And you can leverage this. Go to @realtor.com pro for Instagram, @realtor.com pro. Once again, that word pro, elevating the word professional and the word realtor together. We're supporting pros on every side of the transaction. We're reshaping the conversation around agent representation. The uniqueness of buyer representation in America came from consumer rights activism. While the conversation today feels like pros trying to protect their income, the original effort was to protect buyers from misleading information from brokers. So we created a campaign. That campaign originally launched in May. Any of you attended the DC meetings? Any are mid-year? Fair enough. We officially launched it. It is a nationwide campaign. We rolled out our second phase in July. So we've actually already done 2 phases. There's a PR and communications component to this. There's a complete consumer approach to this. And then there's a customer, you, the agents and brokers. Once again, advocating on both sides of the transactions to educate for the consumer on the importance of what buyer agency is and what it does for you. Love this little, this is not mine, so it's why I'm adjusting to the clicker. By the way, Angie, you're learning up front. So how many of you, raise your hand, saw this ad that we have been running? We have one hand. 2, great. So most of you in the room don't even know this. So worth me being here just for this. This campaign, once again, educating the consumer. They need educated. They need to understand the value of what you do. If you believe that buyer agency has value, right? Then, so you're ready to buy a home? Here's your next 111 to-dos. And it walks them through all these things that you do as a buyer agent to represent them that is extremely valuable, that if they think they can go at it alone, absolutely. But these are the things you need to understand. Or do one thing, find a buyer's agent. And we talk a little bit right here about you, advocating for you. Because when you think of Realtor.com, you need to think of we, because we're together, right? And you have a seat at the table, and it's on us to build the trust with you and reaffirm that you have a great partner over here advocating for your future, representing your brand, a shared brand, Realtor. We put these on the side of moving trucks. Who was the gal? I know she's probably in the room. She tried to get these trucks to be out front here. So anyway, she loved this. I presented at the Michigan Realtors AEC retreat back in June. Once again, doing my part to be out there to educate and reaffirm the value of what Realtor.com is doing. Because if you don't know, this is out of sight, out of mind. So when you step away and you move on and you go back into your marketplace and you're doing your thing and you're starting to go, who's advocating for us? Who's out there educating the consumer, spending money to reaffirm the value of what you do? And look around. You know who the other sites are? Are they thinking of you? How much money have they spent to advocate about you and for you? They're great questions to ask. So we created a whole toolkit for you. If you want, you can, put that QR code in your phone and you can go pull up all the things that we have created for you to start also building momentum with your buyers and sellers on your social media platforms that you promote on what's the value of buyer agency, right? That'd be awesome. It's a buyer agent toolkit we once again created for you, for the industry, for the associations, for the MLSs. Not only did we do that, but we have done much more. So News Corp, the operator of Realtor.com, and if you don't know who News Corp is, that's fine. News Corp is probably one of the largest media conglomerates in the world. So think of the Wall Street Journal, think of the New York Post, think of Fox News. I'll stop there. We're talking about an immense amount of consumers that go to these sister companies that that are part of our same conglomerate. So we partnered with the Wall Street Journal. Once again, they're part of our ecosystem, part of our family, and we put opinion pieces and promoting them through the Wall Street Journal. Will home buyers be left to navigate the financial decision of a lifetime without professional support? What home buyers get for these agent commissions? And with that said, because I have to leave plenty of time for the Taylor Swift of real estate, Angie Javier. Could not be happier to be here. Thank you for having me and Angie here. And I am going to, I think, call Karen back. Oh, Karen already introduced her. So guess what? Without further ado, and I'll tap dance a little bit while Devin changes the slides. Angie travels all over the country. She's flying out of here, heading to somewhere on the West Coast, I believe. Is the West
Missouri.
Coast? I'm sorry. Yeah. Central. That feels a little West Coasty to me.
Kind of right.
We can
right
debate
below
that.
us.
But I mean, she's highly pursued. Highly pursued. Every time I listen to any of her sessions, I walk away with at least 3 or 4 nuggets that I didn't have the last time. She changes her content, freshens her content all the time. I don't know how she does it. It's awesome. Without further ado, Angie Javier.
Let's go. Limey.
Oh, do you need this?
Hi. How's everyone doing? How was lunch? Well, it was really good. Really good. Hope you got to go outside for a little bit, get some fresh air. I know it's chilly out there. Sometimes we need that kind of moment just to take a deep breath, right? and remember why we're all here today. So my name is Angie Javier. We did all the introductions already. Been with Realtor.com for a little over 8 years now, but I've been in the industry quite some time, since the early 2000s. Was it 2002 when I first came in? All I remember is that Facebook wasn't around when I joined real estate. Neither was the iPhone. I'm not a licensed realtor, by the way. I just want to be very transparent. I've never sold real estate, but I've done a lot of things in the background. When I first came into the industry, I was a top producer's marketing assistant in Menlo Park, Palo Alto. I didn't know what I was doing. A lot of our top clients were from this site called Google and Facebook that were kind of coming up at the time. And so I had to learn really quick about luxury marketing, real estate. And I think that's why she loved me on her team so much, is because I was very green and I was able to adapt to the way that she was doing her business. So moving forward in time, I became a regional marketing manager for a very large national brokerage in California, covering 4 states. Now I'm here in my dream job, literally my dream job, as a national speaker and a content creator at Realtor.com. And so what I do is I create content, I do presentations, I host a webinar series called the Results Series. Has anybody heard of it? Has anyone been? Come, one person in the back, right? So, and I basically create content for our customers. So when we have an agent or a realtor or a broker who signs up for any of our products, we want to continue supporting them by continuing the education. We're not just going to say, hey, thanks for buying our leads, good luck. Right? No, we're going to support you with the latest strategies, with the latest technology, social media, AI, all of the great things that I'm going to continue learning while I'm out on the road. I bring that back to our customers so they can continue growing and continue to have this really wonderful partnership with Realtor.com. So today I'm bringing a little bit of my content here. We're doing social media and AI for real estate professionals. How many of you are utilizing AI on a regular basis in your business? Couple of you. How many of you are just like, get AI out of my site? I don't want to be a part of it. I don't have time for this. Yeah, I get it. I was there too about 6 months ago. I graduated with communications. I can write, I can do PR. I'm a marketing expert. I don't need AI to do my job for me. But one day I got a little peer pressured by some of my other speaker friends and said, just try it. Just go on there and have a little bit of fun with it. And I did. And now I was blown away on how much time it saved me. Because I don't know about you, but I'm running out of time. We all have the same amount of time every day, right? But how the amount of time that we need to spend on different things, I'm running out of time. So I've been leveraging a lot of AI. And I'm trying to encourage agents to understand all of the different benefits of it. So today, what I'm going to share with you are the most practical strategies you will ever hear in any AI presentation in our industry today. I know all of the other speakers, they're talking about robots and they're talking about creating avatars and all these great things and tech stacking and all this great technical stuff. But let's really dial it back and talk about the practical use of AI. So I'm going to go over about 10 different strategies with you that's going to help you with social media, with AI. And my hope for you is that you just take 1 or 2 things away. Don't try to master all 10 plus things today. Just jot down 1 or 2 things that you know when you go back into your office tomorrow or next week, you can actually do something with it. Or bring it back to your marketing assistant or whoever that is helping you with your business. Will help you take you to the next level. Sounds good? Just 1 or 2 things, okay? Okay, so the first strategy that you certainly have to keep in mind when it comes to your social media and AI is identifying your key audience and goals. And this is actually specific to social media, all right? You gotta know who you're talking to on social media in order for it to be successful. So as you are building your strategies and your plans, I really want you to think, I am going to get on Instagram because I want to attract more sellers in this neighborhood, right? So literally write down who are the folks that you want to talk to through your social media channels. And that might be different. You might want to target sellers on Instagram. You want to do your sphere of influence on Facebook. You want to do first-time home buyers on TikTok. but you will determine which platform and who your audience is going to be, and then your goals. Now, I'm going to be very real with you about social media. Social media is not about lead conversion. You agree with me? Social media is about brand presence. It's about building a name, building that trust and credibility, so that as people go on through their research journey and they're picking up the little breadcrumbs about you, you pop up at the right time for them. So I highly encourage agents. Agents, I do my webinars about 3 to 4 times a week. I offer one-on-one sessions to my webinar attendees. That's the number one thing. Agents get very frustrated because they're not getting quality leads. They're not converting from social media. It's not really what it's all about. It could be if you were a social media influencer and you had 20,000, 30,000 followers and you're just dancing on TikTok all day. Of course you're going to convert, right? But let's be real. You're all licensed real estate professionals. You didn't wake up yesterday thinking, I'm going to become a TikTok influencer, right? So for social media in your real estate business, identify your key audience and your goals to help you be more successful, okay? Consistency. You got to be consistent. And it doesn't even have to be every day. I don't post every day. And plus, my meaning on social media is not the same as yours, right? I primarily go on social media to stay in touch with all of the agents I've connected with over the 20 plus years. Many of you are going to try to utilize social media so you can attract and try to become more familiar with some newer buyers and sellers in your area. But consistency is key. For some of you, that might be every day. Some of you might be twice a week. Twice a week is a good minimum, okay? Create a calendar so that you don't fall by the wayside. Because again, so much stuff happening and just so little time, right? If it's not on my calendar, it's not happening, okay? So this actually is a template that I created for my webinar attendees, and I'm happy to share it with any of you if you want this template. It's available on Canva. Just come see me afterwards. I have a little QR code on my Blink that you could download my template here. But I went ahead and put in 2 to 3 topics per week to help you as an agent come up with different ideas to post on your social media. And you can choose if you want to do it on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on your Nextdoor. That is up to you. But I wanted to support the agents in my webinars and presentations, giving you the foundation of content. This template has 12 total months of content, but this is the first step. I find a lot of agents that have a hard time even putting some sort of plan or construct into place. There's no way you can proceed and be successful without it, okay? So there's a 12-month social media content calendar. Also, one of the things I put in this calendar, if you can see right there in the notes area, I actually put a link there from Hootsuite, and that link is all of the fun social media holidays that the influencers use. National Pie Day, National Puppy Day, National Red Nose Day, all those fun things that we love to create content around. I put that link right there for you so you have it, okay? Engaging your audience. So we're going to be consistent, a minimum of 2 times per week getting started. Once you're doing it more on a regular basis, you're going to bump that up to 3 times per week, but I'll let you decide what cadence works best for you. We certainly want to focus on engaging our audience. Now, if there's anything that you do every day on social media is engaging your audience. Pop in there. There's a technique called the 5-5-5 technique. Has anyone heard of this or using it? Okay. 5-5-5 means every day, 5 minutes a day, you go into your, let's call it Facebook. The first 5 people that show up right in your feed, you're just going to heart or leave a comment on their post, whatever it may be. And you want to leave a couple of sentences in your comments, not just nice, love it. Actually leave a meaningful comment that's at least a couple of sentences long. The reason being is because all of the platforms highly score on engagement. And the more we can comment and like and save and heart on each other's content, the more it's going to know, Facebook's going to know that they're interested in you and vice versa. Does that make sense? Okay. So engage your audience. So 5 minutes a day, you're going to go in the first 5 people in your feed. You're going to leave a comment. You're going to leave a little heart. You're going to save it, do something to their post. Then you're going to take 5 other people, just pick 5 people that's in your followers or friends, and you're going to slide into their DMs. And you're going to say to them, hey, I saw this article on Realtor.com and it made me think about that phone call we had a few months ago. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. Hey, did you know that next week is National Cappuccino Day? I know that you love a good hot cappuccino this fall. Let's go have coffee. It's been a while. 5 people, right? This is no different from the telephone banking and the phone calls that agents had to do in the morning time. Dialing for dollars. Does anyone still do that? You start off 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and you make at least 20 to 25 phone calls. The same concept, right? It's just now we're doing it on social media. That's the 5-5-5 technique. Very practical way to engage your audience on any of your social media platforms. Collaborations is very, very big right now on social media. This means collaborating with other business owners, maybe other agents in your area, and you collaborate on the content together. You can also collaborate with your favorite title partner or home warranty partner. And you essentially come up with content together. And the site like Instagram, for example, they have some really great collaboration tools now where essentially you create the content together. I'm going to post it, but I'm going to tag you as a collaborator and it shows up on both of our feeds. So we don't have to post it separately, okay? So collaboration is very big right now. And the reason being is because it's all about engagement. It's showing that you are engaged with other local businesses and other community members in your neighborhood. So very big right now in social media. Another really big trend is storytelling. Okay? How many of you just opened up your Instagram or TikTok and there's someone on there getting ready for the day and they're telling the story of something that happened yesterday with the client? People stick onto those types of posts. If you can get anyone to stop the scroll and watch or look at your post for 30 seconds or more, that is engagement. That's why storytelling is so impactful, because we all have a good story, right? I have this, come over here, I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you what happened to me last weekend. We all wanna know the tea, right? So storytelling. So how I want you to think about this, next time you have a listing, instead of just posting on your Instagram or on your Facebook, beautiful new listing, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, tell me a story about it. Is there some sort of history in this home? Is there a little bit of a story you can tell about your clients in an anonymous kind of way, right? Lead in with more storytelling. You're going to see a huge increase in engagement and views, maybe even more followers on your social media. How's it feel so far? Practical, right? These are things that we can do. All right, short form video content. Where are my TikTokers in the room? Where are my reels kings and queens? Okay, I know it's a little scary. I get a little nervous about short form video too, but a couple things that I really love about short form video, there's a couple of hacks that you can do that'll still allow you to post short form video, but not actually have to do it in its entirety. So the first little feature I want you to jot down is green screen. Okay, green screen is essentially you take a screenshot of something or an image, whatever it is. You use the green screen filter either on Instagram or on TikTok, or I think CapCut is one of the apps I have here. And you use the green screen. You basically put that screenshot behind you, and then now you're a talking head right in front of it. You've all seen it before, right? Tom Ferry does it all the time. Lots of content creators do it all the time. Green screen is really great to talk about market insights, market trends, what closed last month. Lots of really great storytelling on data and statistics and analytics. Don't just put your market update up there. Talk about it. Make it into a reel. All you need is 30 seconds. Short form video is 30 to 60 seconds to be effective, okay? Voiceover is another one. Don't feel like being on camera today? I know it's hard to be on camera every single day, right? You can stitch together images and photos and videos on your camera roll, stitch it together, and then just use a voiceover. So a lot of agents will do this when they're showcasing properties in the neighborhood. Sometimes it's hard to talk into the phone or over camera. There's like a lot happening as you're touring a property. So they'll just stitch their videos together and they'll use the voiceover feature. It's still short form video, okay? And again, no more than 60 seconds. And then CapCut is probably the biggest gem right now. Every influencer and content creator is using CapCut. CapCut's already embedded into TikTok. So if you're struggling with the editing part of your short form video, get the CapCut app. It's free. I think you can do 2 to 3 videos for free per month. And I think that's the perfect number to get started for short form video. Oops. I want to talk just a quick second about analytics, because just like anything in your business, in order for you to be successful, you got to know how it's working. So make sure you are jotting down where to find the analytics of the platform that you're using. Now, with any of these, specifically Instagram, make sure you have a professional account or a content creator account, because you will get more features and more analytics on the back end. In Facebook, if you go to the Meta Business Suite and Insights, you can see all of the different data in there, where the people are coming from. It'll even show you the times that most of your audience is online and looking at your content, et cetera. But that's where you can find the analytics. We want to be very intentional. We're not just winging it. And this is going to help us set our goals and be more successful in the future. We're going to start pivoting into AI here. Don't be afraid to dive into emerging trends. I'll never forget that moment when Facebook really became big. It blew up. How many of you remember that? It was just like when AI came around. It was a little nostalgic for me, because my broker manager came up to me and said, "Hey, you're the youngest one in this office. I need you to teach my agents how to do this Facebook thing." Oh, okay. So then I was forced to have to learn how to do, I don't know what's going on here. I was a MySpace girly, to be honest. So I did, and my agents hated it. They didn't have time to go on Facebook. My agents were door knocking. They were fighting for floor time. They were trying to get in front of their clients at Google. They didn't have time to go on Facebook. But look at us now. So many agents have grown their business. So many brokers have scaled their teams because of the features and the tools and the scaling of the audience through Facebook, right? So don't be afraid to dive into emerging trends. It's okay if you don't end up using it in your business, but you cannot afford to ignore it or to deny it, all right? I truly believe that AI will increase all of you, your level of service and expertise as a real estate professional. It's going to help you make better choices. It's going to save you time like it did for me. And it's ultimately going to just help you be ahead of your competition, right? Now, I'll tell you, this is pretty much how it is when I speak across the country about AI. There's probably 3 or 4 nerds sitting in the back. They're like, "I love AI. I got my own ChatGPT, and I do all this stuff." But majority of the room, they're still in that conversational prompting, utilizing AI just in that day-to-day use, okay? So let's continue to look at that. Let's continue to utilize that and help us in our productivity. So I'm going to show you an example here of what I put in my ChatGPT to create a 6-month social media plan prospecting for home sellers. How many of you would love to have more listings next year? About half of you. Great. How are we going to do that, right? I'm going to work my referrals and my sphere of influence. Well, we all know how that goes sometimes, right? A lot of times our sphere of influence, we've gone through them already. So we're going to continue prospecting for new clients, new customers in our database. So I went into my ChatGPT. I don't have a name for her yet. I know some people named their chat. Someone, who was I talking to last? Was it Marky? Her ChatGPT's name is Chad. You can name yours if you want to. Act as a realtor, create a 6-month social media prospecting plan for home sellers. In literally less than 15 seconds, it started typing out 6 months worth of ideas and a strategy of what I could do in my social media, okay? So the first month, ChatGPT says, establish authority and build trust. The goal is to introduce yourself as a local expert and begin nurturing your audience. The content focus is home selling tips, local market insights, and client testimonials. And then it goes on to tell me what I should post every week in the first month. Here's the second month. Provide value and drive engagement. I can read better up here than over here. Keep offering valuable information while encouraging engagement. The content focus should be seller checklists, interactive content, and engagement prompts. It's very intentional to get those seller eyeballs on me, on my brand, and hopefully bring them into my pipeline, okay? By the way, here's a QR code. I saved this ChatGPT prompt. So if you want to follow along on your device or save it for later, I would encourage you to replicate the prompt in your own ChatGPT or Google Gemini, whatever it is you're using, because it's going to create the strategy based on your business and the way you are talking to your ChatGPT, okay? Month 3, we're gonna focus on highlighting our market expertise, content focus, local market updates, property spotlights, and tips for a smooth sale. Month 4, engage through storytelling, okay? Content focus, client journeys, educational tips, local content. Storytelling is really great for your client testimonials, by the way. We've been telling you all for more than a decade, record your client testimonials. How many of you record your client testimonials? You do them in videos, right? So now what you can do is you can stitch together a couple of photos. You always have the photo of the family in front of the house with the key and your sign. Stitch some of those together, use a little CapCut, do a voiceover, storytell, 30 to 60 seconds, the journey of working with them, the most amazing client you've ever had, right? Really nice way to level up your client testimonials. Month 5, increase conversion efforts. Convert leads into seller clients through targeted messaging and offers. Our content focus for month 5. Home valuation, success stories, and clear calls to action. It continues to give me ideas for every week for my content. And then finally, month 6, solidify relationships and continue to provide value. You get the gist. Now, I just did 6 months because the market kind of changes. Some things kind of pop up in the industry, so we want to be a little bit flexible to be able to go in there and evolve if we need to. But there you have it. In less than 30 seconds, ChatGPT gave me a 6-month prospecting plan through my social media. Now I'm going to ask it to take it a step further because I love me a good spreadsheet. Who loves to be in a spreadsheet? Color-coded, checklist. I got something for you. Look at this. Lay this plan out for Google spreadsheets. It gave it to me right there. I have to copy and paste it. I'm gonna put it into my Google spreadsheets. It's so satisfying. I went ahead and put the colors on there. I added the final column of the checklist because for me, when I get that checklist done, whew, goal complete. And there have been studies done when you write your goals down and you cross it out or you check it off, it really feeds into your productivity and makes you even more successful. Okay, so there we have it. I just copied it, put it into my spreadsheet, did a little color coding because that's how my mind works, and then the checklist on the very right-hand side. Okay, so bye-bye writer's block. Probably the #1 reason why agents, marketing folks are utilizing ChatGPT and AI. So I went in and asked, so we're talking about content, okay? I went in and asked my ChatGPT to come up with some prospecting letters for homeowners, all right? Act as a professional realtor since 2002, create 3 letters prospecting homeowners in 95051. The goal is to get connected and to guide them through selling their home in 2024 or 2025. And again, less than 15 seconds, I got letter #1, letter #2, and letter #3. How many of you have done farming before? Okay. Still very effective, by the way, as long as you're in the right area and you're consistent and you have good messaging in your letters. But this is one way that many top successful agents are still getting in front of potential home sellers today, is through that effective targeted marketing. So what you do from here is you reach out to your favorite title company, you ask them for a list 250 to 300 homes, do a little mail merge with these letters, and you just shoot them out. Before you shoot them out, when you create these letters, you're not just going to copy and paste them into your document and print. You got to go in there and edit them. Make sure that any data and statistics are factual. Always fact check your AI. Last night, I was having a little argument with my ChatGPT because it was giving me some stats and wouldn't tell me where they were coming from. And I argued with it. It was so petty of me. I argued with it. And I said, yeah, I need you to tell me exactly what article you got this from. And it actually admitted to me, I actually didn't get it from an article. I just made the assumption based on information that I've already had stored in me. Okay, so fact check your AI. All right, so always read through this. So what I love about this is now you went from being a junior copywriter to a senior editor. Take your red marker, your pen out, make your edits to it, make it sound like you, but majority of the content is already there. A lot of the things that prevents us, that hard work that prevents us from even getting started, right? So there you have it. Oh, but I'm not done. I asked my ChatGPT to take these letters and turn them into video scripts. And in less than 5 seconds, it took each of those letters and turned them into video scripts. So now I can plan to send out my letters on Friday. I can record my videos over the weekend, and I can now post my videos next week. So we went from creating a social media strategy, and it gave me every single week at least 2 to 3 different ideas to post on social media. I then came up with 3 letters to start prospecting for listings in my area. And then I asked it to do video scripts so I can add that content to my TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, wherever that may be. Okay? All of that was done and generated in less than 5 minutes. The bulk of the hard work is done for you through AI. I didn't have to pay for this, by the way. Okay, the AI, I use the free version of ChatGPT. So the ideas and the content is flowing. It's there for you to use. I'm going to talk a little bit about AI images because I know it's always a hot topic. Someone always comes up to me and says, what do you think about AI images? I love them. The technology has certainly evolved. There was an issue with eyeballs and fingers in the beginning, like too many digits on someone. I think this one right here, you can't really see it, but I think he has like 8 fingers on one hand. But it's gotten way better, way better. So all of the images you see here that I've used, some of them in the presentation I've done through AI. And I want to show you real quick how to use the AI image generator in Canva. Have any of you tried this yet? Or using the Magic Studio in Canva? I love it. Canva did such a good job with evolving its Magic Studio because it first came out about a year ago. It wasn't up to par with how ChatGPT was coming out, just so revolutionary. But they really invested and spent a lot of time. So the AI image generator, if you haven't done it in Canva, I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to create a new document or a new design. So I just did an Instagram square here. It's my go-to. And then I'm going to go into elements and then generate your own. Okay, elements, generate your own. And then I'm going to put in a prompt. Now, for your AI images, you don't want to be too specific with your prompt because it gets confused. Okay, so you want to be very simple, just direct. So front porch decorated for fall with pumpkins. Okay, I'm going to hit generate image. You can use this in the free version, by the way. This isn't just in the pro. You can do it in free. And then there are some of the images. That's the one I like the most. Pretty cute. I can put this on my Instagram. I can put it in my newsletter. If I'm writing newsletters and recipes for my sphere of influence, we can put these images in our content. Question? No, because you are creating them in your AI. So it's not like a license, somebody already created it. It's not like an Unsplash or a Getty. It's generated by you. Now, I think I know where you're going with this. I have seen some disclosures coming out on Instagram specifically. On somebody's content, I saw this post was generated by AI. Okay, so I want you to be very careful. We're not going to continue to pretend that we're taking photography and it's been our AI. So maybe from time to time, you might want to just put a little disclosure, disclaimer in some of your marketing or something. I mean, for the most part, people could tell that it's AI, but I am starting to notice. So when we go back to creating our content, when we're talking about that, that's why it's very important to edit your content and make it sound personal to you, because I really do believe that these sites are all going to start rolling out that little flag that says this content was created by AI, right? So when we personalize our content, it'll help eliminate that. So this is Canva's text to image, not bad. Oops. And just for comparison, I wanted to show you some of the most popular image generators that agents are using. This is Google Gemini. Has anyone dived into Google Gemini yet? Free for now. For now, I feel like there's quickly here going to a paid subscription version. But that's lovely. It looks kind of real. Dolly is the AI image generator in the paid version of OpenAI. That definitely looks AI, right? Right, you can see it. And then Midjourney is probably my most favorite amongst agents. There's a little bit of a learning curve with Midjourney. It is $10 a month. But look how real that is. The one over to the bottom left, like Khloe Kardashian's house, right? So there you have it. So here's a quick list of AI tools to check. We can talk all day about AI. If you want to nerd out a little bit in the back table here with us, I'm happy to chat with you about some of your AI and social media goals. But I wanted to share with you, because I know that there are some people here a little bit more advanced. And so what are some of the trends and some of the technologies that other agents and brokers are utilizing? And I would say from this list here, I really love Perplexity, because it always will give you, so remember I had that little argument with my chat GPT yesterday because he wouldn't tell me, or she wouldn't tell me where she got her source from. I go to Complexity and it automatically tells me what article or what year where it came from. So really good for fact checking. Gamma AI is probably the newest gem in AI. Has anybody here heard of Gamma AI or used it yet? Right? I love it. So the demo I like to do in my webinars is like, write me a buyer's presentation for first-time home buyers. And it will create a PowerPoint, an 8-slide PowerPoint in less than 1 minute with images, content, etc. You just have to go in there and edit and customize it. Zapier is really popular amongst brokers and team leaders for workflow and tech stack. So again, a lot of different things depending what your level is in using AI. And hopefully there's just at least one thing that you can explore and learn how to do. So here we actually went over more than 10 things today that'll help you, very practical in your business with social media and AI. We talked about identifying your key audience and goals, the importance of consistency. If you want it, I have a calendar template for you can utilize. Engaging your audience. I shared with you the 5-5-5 technique. Collaborating with each other, with other local business owners. I see a lot of this agents will like to interview cafe owners, restaurant owners, things like that. Storytelling, very trendy right now. If you can get someone to stick on your video or read your content for more than 30 seconds, you're golden. We all know short form video is very important. Analytics, very important. Then we dove into AI. We saw how to create a 6-month plan on ChatGPT, how to do prospecting letters on ChatGPT, converting those letters over to scripts. And then we looked at a little bit of AI images. Do you feel like there's at least 1 to 2 things that you can take back to your office and just explore? You don't have to become the master in artificial intelligence next week. Just explore a couple things that can help you in your productivity and your business development. Now, like my buddy Limey said earlier, I have to talk a little bit about Realtor.com. I'm extremely proud of a lot of the work that we're doing here, especially that buyer agency campaign. But if you do not have a profile claimed on Realtor.com, you are really missing out. Think about the buyer and seller journey as they're going through the motions to not only look for a new home or learn how to sell their home, but they're looking for a credible realtor to work with. And a part of that journey is going onto Google and searching, find me a really great agent in Troy, Michigan. Okay? So the more you have your profiles completed, the more likely you're going to show up in that search. And more savvy buyers and sellers today are utilizing keywords like realtor and real estate. And Realtor.com, we pour in millions and millions of dollars into those keyword searches for you. So don't be that mystery agent when someone clicks on your Realtor.com profile and it's blank, okay? Because then they clicked on the next agent and they have a very robust profile, they're gonna forget about you. So it's absolutely free to do. If you've never done, I'd be happy to help you get set up at our table. And one thing I want to point out, we don't talk about enough, probably because we shouldn't, but on your profiles, if you get a lead from your profile, that lead goes to you. We don't pull them back and put them into the lead pool. If you are a part of Connection Plus, it doesn't go against your set number of leads. That is a complimentary lead that stays with you, okay? And then of course, if you're looking to level up, whether you're a solo agent, a team leader, or a broker with multiple offices, we have so many different products and solutions that can really, we can really tailor to your business needs. So you can visit that link right there. I'm not in sales, so I can't look up anything today, but if you really wanna if you have a couple of questions, I can try my best to answer them over in the back. All right, that is all I have for you.